Mama? I can hear the crunching as the Houndoom devoured the last of my siblings. We were hatched only an hour ago, by a trainer who had white hair and red eyes. We smiled up at her and hugged her knees for bringing us into this world, and all she did was frown. Her eyebrows squished together, and her mouth became a straight line. Was she hurt or angry? Had we done something wrong? We peered up at her, whispering amongst ourselves. She began to walk away, and so we followed. She turned and said she was releasing us. We didn't know what this meant. She began to walk away again, and again we followed. She shouted at us until we cried, and we ran away. We pondered it for a while. We shook as the Houndoom's cries echoed, and we became afraid. My tiny siblings held onto each other, crying out in fear. We didn't know what to do. We were just born, and already we found ourselves at the mercy of the beasts around us. I peered up out of the heads of my sisters and brothers. There were 20 of us or so. We all let our unison cry of, "Waltz! Waltz!" And now they're gone. My siblings. I don't even know who my parents are. Why did that trainer abandon us to be killed? I noticed the Houndoom have become quiet. I peeked outside. They're gone, leaving only the torn remains of my siblings. I walked through the field of gore and blood, trembling. My Nisens and Nichens. Why did you do it to us? I don't understand. Eventually, I reached a road and was cleaned by the grass when I saw it. There was a trainer with white hair and red eyes. She had a Gardevoir by her side and a small Ralts too, but the Ralts was blue. The girl smiled to herself and spoke as she walked by. Finally got the shiny I wanted. Took long enough. I realized then that she never wanted any of us. She had only been hunting for a shiny. One of us to be different colored. I felt envious of my new sibling and looked after the Gardevoir. I realized she must have been my mother, so I cried out and ran towards her. Instead of an embrace, I was met with magical leaf. I felt myself fainting, knocked out by my own mother. She didn't know who I was. I cried, the tears staining the ground. I realized it was dark, and I sadly pulled myself off the ground when I had sufficiently recovered. I wiped my eyes and looked in the direction the trainer had gone. I felt tears well again and fought them back. I turned the opposite way, looking back for only a moment, before walking into the darkened forest where the Houndoom awaited me. And that, little pups, was Mama. Final thoughts on the story? Oh boy. I don't really know how to describe it, but it was a combination of maybe only one cliche with blood and gore, and death and killing, but overall this was definitely sad, but a rather good read overall. I mean, come on, a mother Pokemon should be able to recognize her own Pokemon babies. And again, shiny hunters, treat your Pokemon like they're special too. Like the non-special ones, the non-shiny ones. Treat them like they're special too, you dingle. I mean, this is what I hate about shiny Pokemon trainers if they were in real life. Just abandoning Pokemon that aren't special, quote-unquote, that aren't shiny or whatever. They should be treated just as nicely and just as good and just as equally as any other Pokemon out there. This is what kind of irks me about these types of trainers. Now, I'm all for shiny hunting too, but I don't treat Pokemon like garbage. Like the non-shiny ones, I don't treat them like garbage. But again, this was extremely sad. Again, more of a feel positive than anything, but it's still relatively good. There's really nothing negative to say about it other than the gore and blood and death cliche. But if that was meant to be added into the story, then I'm okay with it. So as for a rating, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Now the gore and blood and death cliche I can easily get past because this pasta was so well written. Even though it was short, it was amazing. I hope pups like this special little spoopy creepypasta, and I will see you later. This is our pure reminder to stay awesome, stay strong, and stay beautiful, and sweet dreams, little pups.